ultimate power in the universe.
Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome to an exciting edition of It's Just Another Day in Paradise. I'm Stupid Steve, she's Tanya with a J. Say hello, Tanya.
Hey.
And on today's show, we got a lot of stuff going on. We're just going to have some fun with it. Video of the day, this day in history, the more you know, celebrity birthdays, and the top 5 deadliest viruses in human history. And shocker, COVID-19, not on the list. Not on the list. Thank you guys for joining the studio. Thank you guys for logging in. What's up, Mr. Coley? And thank you guys for being here today. We're going to have a little fun today. No political stuff today. I'll tell you why. I logged into the computer, right? And I'm like, it's this morning. I'm thinking about a topic. I'm thinking about what am I going to talk about? What am I going to do today? And so I went to the, what's trending, the topical stuff. Clicked into it. It all popped up. I looked at it. Clocked right back out. I just clicked right back out of it. I said, not today. Not today, demons. Not today. I'm not doing it today. I've been talking about COVID a lot on this show. I've been talking about, elections and all this crazy stuff in the world. Not today. Just going to have fun with it. Yeah, I see that. Yep, we'll do that tomorrow. That's Friday's show. We'll do that tomorrow. I'm telling you.
Hell no.
No drama today. No drama. No, nothing. We're just going to have some fun with it. Have some fun with it. What's up, Eric? Thanks for joining the room. What's up, Mr. Coley? And if you guys want to check us out live on YouTube, we are streaming live on YouTube right now. So, I don't know what you want to get into first, but we can get into it. Like I said, I didn't want to get into the political stuff and the COVID stuff today. Just didn't want to do it. So I don't know where you want to go first. We can go to the video of the day. Obviously, our listeners on Podbean are not going to be. You can find us on JADIP 2020. And I'll type that in for you. That's how you find us. Just search JADIP 2020, and we're on Twitter, and God, we're on everything. Parler. Everything's in the description on the video, whatever, where you can check us out live on YouTube. Hopefully the sound is good on YouTube and everything is going well on YouTube. I've been having some sound issues. I just hope everything's going good on YouTube. If you guys are listening on YouTube, let me know if it sounds okay, because I've been having some issues there. I don't know if Tanya's in the room. If you're watching on YouTube, just let me know if the sound's good. All right. So let's just go into, we'll do our top 5 deadliest pandemics in human history. We'll just get into that first, because I wanted to do a top 5 list, but I didn't want to do like a traditional top 5 list, right? Like I didn't want to do my top 5, love stories of all time or anything. I just wanted to do like factual top 5s. What's the factual top 5? So I found a really good site for that. And I'll give them a shout out here. It's the top 5 of anything.com. And it's literally the top 5 of anything. Like it's just all over the place. So today we're going to do the top 5 deadliest pandemics. And why not? Why not? Might as well, right? Oh, man. So top 5 deadliest pandemics of all time. Oops. There we go. And if you're watching us on YouTube live, you can see we got a new camera angle. I decided to add another camera in there. Look at that. You see us? Say hi. Wave. Hey.
I don't know where I'm looking.
I was going to do 3, but I figured I'd just stick with a couple. Which just not go crazy. All right, so the top 5 deadliest pandemics of all time. Number 5, the plague of Justinian. Have you ever heard of this?
I have not.
Eric might have heard of this. Eric's a scholar. He said, Byram, you said communism is number 1. It does sound better. I agree. It does sound better on YouTube than it does on here. I listened back to my podcast, and it sounds way better on YouTube. That's because my live streamer I'm able to adjust.
He said it sounds better than here.
It sounds better than here. Yeah, he means it sounds better on YouTube than it does on here. It's because I can adjust my sounds on my streamer, and I can't really adjust my sounds on Podbean. So you're getting like raw audio on here. You're getting some adjusted audio on there. Byram, you said communism, number 1. Make sure you like and subscribe. And what's up, Steven? I'm Stupid Steve. Nice to meet you. Roy's in the studio, so everybody's here. I have no idea. Maybe Eric knows. I don't know. I've never heard of the plague of Justinian, but it was a bacteria And it was from 541 AD to 750 AD. And it killed 25 to 30 million people. Never heard about this. Have you ever heard about this?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't have no idea what this is. I was going to Google it and get into it, but I mean, it's so long ago. I mean, why, right? Number 4 is HIV and AIDS. So it has a lot of catching up to do, but I think it's going to get there. I think it might take the top crown. HIV AIDS is the number 2 virus, deadliest virus in human history. It started in 1981, just kind of out of nowhere, out of a bottle maybe. We don't know. I'm pretty sure this thing was probably created for population control in Africa. It targets, who does HIV target, right? Everybody that Reagan and the super conservative group back in the 80s didn't like. Drug users. It was pumped into the the homosexual community, into the gay community, and it was pumped into Africa where they needed population control. Like, that affected those 3 people. I just find that a little bit odd that it targeted people, that they back then didn't want around. It's just, but that's just me. Maybe I could be completely wrong on that. I could be, mostly LGBTQ. It's funny that it targeted those. I mean, it's not funny. I'm just saying it's like funny, like, makes you say, makes you raise an eyebrow or two. Fauci withheld information on AIDS and could have saved millions. You're right. I seen the same documentary. Yes, he did. But it killed 35 million people since 1981. That is a lot of people. 35 million people. And it's not the only population control in Africa. They also have SARS, and malaria kills a lot of people. Mosquitoes just carries all that stuff around, and they have to control that population over there. So they pump a lot of viruses into Africa, unfortunately. Number 3, the Spanish flu. 1918 to 1919. In 1 year alone, the Spanish flu killed 50 million people. Do you know anything about the Spanish flu? Other than it killed a lot of people?
Not really.
No, I mean, I know a little bit about this. I know that I'm sure that they were socially distancing in 1918 and 1919 because, where the hell are you going to go in 1918 and 1919? Shortly after that, the Great Depression set in, and it was just a bad time to be alive back then, 1918, 1919. That was a rough year. Flash forward 100 years later, and here we are again. History does truly repeat itself. It was the leftover vaccines. You'd question it if it may have been a legal form of genocide. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. It was definitely a legal form of genocide. Before it was known as HIV/AIDS, it was called very politically incorrect. Grind? I never knew that. Grid. Oh, my bad. See, I can't read. I'm sorry. Grid. Politically incorrect. Grid. I never knew it was had a different name. Gay-related immune deficiency.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hell no. Eric coming through with the info. Never knew that. Gay-related immune deficiency. Wow. That's some shocking information. There's 2 things that happened in the 80s when you go back to AIDS that really kind of makes me raise an eyebrow, okay? That's when they systematically destroyed African American communities by pumping crack cocaine and guns in it. And that's when they started attacking drug users in the LGBTQ community. That's the 2 major things that makes me go, wait a minute. Like, Reagan was this great president, right? Like, everybody, thinks Reagan was this great, wonderful president. But there was some iffy things going on when he was the president of the United States. Whether or not he had anything to do with it or not, I don't know. I mean, this is all skeptical and kind of shrouded in conspiracy. But those 2 things popped up. The black community started getting violent, started getting poor, started getting, run down in the 80s. And, the LGBTQ community was under attack and ravaged by HIV. So those 2 things kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in the 80s, but I was raised in the 90s. I don't know enough about it. I didn't live in the era, but I know that looking back, those 2 things make you raise an eyebrow. Now, it's human immunodeficiency virus, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, born in 1984. It was the leftover vaccines. All right. What's the next one? What's next? So Spanish flu, 1918, 1919. That killed a lot of people. You know, we hear about that a lot coming up with COVID. Surprisingly, COVID is not on the list yet. It's got a lot of catching up to do. A lot of catching up to do. The smallpox, 1520 to 1980. So it was eradicated in 1980. They say through vaccines, maybe. I don't know. I'll leave that for you to decide. But from 1520 to 1980, smallpox ran rapid, and it killed a lot of people, 56 million people. But the number one, and you guys should all know what it is. We've all heard about it. We all know about it. If you ever sing the song "Ring Around the Rosie," pocket full of posies, then you are singing the song of Black Death. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Black Death was a bacteria that killed 75 to 200 million people. It nearly wiped us extinct. This was a serious virus or, bacteria. And I wonder if they socially distanced and wore their mask back then. If they could have got the numbers down at least. Do you think during the Black Plague, if they would have wore their mask and stayed 6 feet apart, then most people would have survived?
I don't know.
I
Probably
freaking
not.
doubt it. I freaking doubt it. I have some information on the Black Plague.
That's a bacteria too. It's not a virus. It's a bacteria.
What's the difference, Dr. Tanya? I don't
A
know.
bacteria is like an infection that you need like
Antibiotics.
for.
Yeah, viruses are something you have to fight off naturally.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. Big brain on Tanya with the J coming through with the information.
Yeah, a mask is not going to help you with no
It was
bacteria.
awful. It says someone in your family tree escaped Black Death. If you're reading this, that means someone down through your family line managed to survive one of the deadliest pandemics in all of human history. Oh, man, and I just lost my page. That is wonderful. Thank you, unnecessary ads. And it was no small feat, particularly if they lived in Europe between 1347 and 1353. I don't know. I mean, I have Irish relatives, so I'm sure they was around it. Your ancestors might have escaped the Black Plague.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, but you have ancestors. You have a family tree.
Yeah.
So somebody, thank God that Marty hopped in the DeLorean and went back and saved your people so you could be here today. Not everyone managed it. In fact, whole lines of families were wiped out, generations gone for you to be here. Somehow, one of your ancestors was immune to, recovered from, or otherwise managed to avoid catching the most infectious, deadly diseases humankind has ever known. Lucky for you, those distant relatives, those survivors, went on to produce hairs that would go on eventually to produce, well, you. I don't say me because I don't know what. I guess Ireland might, is north of that. My grandmother was Indian, so that's way out there in the eastern hemisphere. So I might have been involved. I don't know. I just know my ancestor did nothing wrong. They were perfect people. Black Death. It was the plague to end all plagues. The name says it all. But the exact source and why it's named the Black Death is not really well known. And it's probably forever lost in time. I mean, we call it Black Death because that's like the worst thing you can possibly think of, right? It's Black Death. We're all going to die. It was possibly named that way in the 17th century for the swollen lymph nodes that sprouted from the neck, groin, and armpits of its unfortunate victims. Goodness gracious, could you imagine? When then swelled, bursting with thick, dark-coated black blood and pus. Yikes. Or perhaps it was named for the bleak and black outlook on life it created through the death, sickness, and despair it brought with it. Could you imagine getting, and you're going to have to keep up with the comments because I'm not there, could you imagine getting your lymph nodes swollen to the point where it just burst open with black blood and pus? My goodness gracious. I'll take COVID-19 all day.
I mean, there's really no comments other than Eric said breaking news. Rudy Giuliani
Yeah.
speaking about election legal challenges now on TV.
Yeah, I know. I was reading some Rudy Giuliani stuff right now. I'm not. I would go into it, Eric, but just I clicked
He
into
laughed, I
political
think.
stuff today, and I said, "No." I said, "Hell no," because I clicked in and I clicked right back out. Like I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, that was me. Couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I wanted to do political stuff. Couldn't do it. Just not feeling up to it today. So the symptoms. Let's get to the symptoms, okay? And if you're having any of those symptoms, see the doctor right away. Yeah, you see the picture? Yikes. Look at them giant boils all over their body. Like, that has got to be awful.
Very painful.
Painful. It just looks painful. If you're looking on YouTube, you can see what I'm talking about. So first you would get fever and chills, or perhaps a headache. And then you would say, no big deal, right? Like, it's just a fever and chills. No big headache. Just a big, no big deal. Then bulbous black boils the size of an egg or a large onion would break out under your skin, under your arms or your groin or your neck. And those were the lymph nodes, okay? These lumps could sprout anywhere. There is a lymph node in your body. You would then become extremely feverish and weak and bedridden in your home, or simply fall where you were and lay delirious, murmuring nonsense in the streets. Then the dark buboes, or lumps, would start to weep blood and pus. After that, you vomited blood, your tongue swelled, and you leaked diarrhea uncontrollably.
Oh, my God.
In some cases... I'm sorry. I mean, I know this is horrible, but you just leaked diarrhea uncontrollably. How awful does that sound,
Pretty
right?
awful.
You're just leaking, soaking wet.
Oh,
Leaking,
that's
soaking wet.
okay. So picture the diarrhea too. That's
In some
crazy.
cases, your extremities, your toes and fingers, would blacken and curl up as they filled with gangrene. Very soon, in a matter of hours, days, you would be dead.
I don't know what Bahram was talking about.
So would the people who treated you and cared for you, perhaps loved one or a relative, because they too would soon be infected, and the process would start all over again, until your home or perhaps your whole village was empty of living souls who had inhabited it just a week or two before. The bacteria had finished its murderous job, and great morality had claimed all its victims and moved on for more. Yikes. Oh, man. Let's see here. Rudy Giuliani.
Right. But the next comment, I don't know what he's talking
He's
about.
on it. Yes, have you
Galvi flu? Welding.
Galvi flu from welding galvanized steel? No, I've heard of it, though.
I have not
I've heard of
heard
it, though. Have you? I've heard of people getting really sick from
Welding?
From welding. Yes, from welding galvanized steel, yes.
Oh, he has.
Oh, you have? Wow. He said it's brutal. I wonder what it was like. God, I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't want to do that. Shivering. I mean, yikes. And what's up, everybody? What's up? I would say that name, PB Gal, for entering the studio. Floored me for a weekend. The flu shot floored me for a week. I've never welded a damn thing in my life. I'd be nervous too. But yeah, Black Plague, goodness gracious. Could you imagine getting the boils and they just seep pus and blood and it's black and you're just laying there and it's just like, oh man, look at the bodies piled up. I mean, these are all artist renditions here of what happened. I mean, they were just piling up. They had to burn the bodies, which probably wasn't a good idea. For some reason, this lady's titty's showing. She needs to cover up. I mean, we're in the middle of a plague. Your titty don't need to be all out there like that. Look at all the bodies. Somebody drew this picture because this was happening. Now, if this was happening with COVID-19, I'd probably wear my mask and socially distance and work the curfew and all that stuff. But this is not happening. This is nothing. Just the pictures, the artist renditions of what happened back then, it's just crazy to me. Like that many bodies. And like I said, the song "Ring Around the Roses," ashes full of "Ring Around the Rosie," ashes full, or what is it?
Yeah,
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies.
Yeah.
Because they said if you had a pocket full of posies, which was a flower, it would somehow protect you from getting the Black Plague. It did not work. Probably. It killed a lot of people. Let's see here. God, 75 to 200 million people. They say that it did nearly wipe humankind off the planet. Like, it nearly wiped us out. And good thing that it didn't spread through other continents, because it would have wiped us out. Luckily, by then, it would have spread out.
We got police at our stores making sure people have their masks on for a virus that
has a 99.7%.
That's so crazy.
Did you see what I posted this morning? See, I didn't want to get into this, but did you see what I posted this morning?
I don't know.
Or, yeah, I think it was this morning. So the vaccine has a 95% effective rate. The virus has a 99.7 survival rate.
Right.
What the hell's going on here?
Why do we need the... Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? The virus has a 99.7% survival rate. The vaccine's only 95% effective. What the fuck? I don't know. Do you want to go on? Do you want to move on to... let me switch my cams here. Do you want to go to your little... The More You Know? Do you have some More You Know stuff pulled up? Or are you still scrolling through and finding some stuff?
I mean, yeah.
Listen, we're live right now. We really have to, you got it? You got it? Like, we're live. People are watching us. Did the elites get what? Did the elites get the COVID-19 or the Black Plague? I doubt it. I thought they'd get anything. They don't get anything. They're immune to everything. Yeah. Were there elites back then, you think? Do you think there was elites? I guess there was elites running the world back then, way back when. There was queens and popes and all that stuff. Royals, right? The royal family. And, yeah, they ran it back then. The Rothschilds run deep. They probably caused the Black Plague, for all we know. All right, let's get into the More You Know. Let's move on to some happier topics. I just wanted to do the top 5 deadliest viruses. That way we all knew COVID wasn't on the freaking list. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. All right. I got to find the More You Know here. I don't think I have that. I went through a bunch of sound bites and deleted some stuff, and I might not have put it back on here. Hell no, history, blah, 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 blah. Yep, you're just going to have to go into it. The More You Know with Tanya with a J.
All right. The first time a toilet appeared on TV was in 1957.
I wonder why.
All right. In the early days of television, there were much stricter rules about what you could and couldn't show on screen.
Oh my God, a toilet?
That's why Leave It to Beaver ran into a problem in 1957 when one script included the show's main characters keeping their pet alligator in a toilet tank. The issue was that they weren't allowed to show a toilet on TV, according to the Standards and Practices Department. Ultimately, they reached a compromise. The show could feature the toilet tank as long as the bowl remained out of the chute.
A toilet?
I guess so.
Why is a toilet so... Is that like an intimate thing? It's just a toilet. Man,
how come you're not worried about them keeping a pet alligator in the toilet
That's not
tank?
A problem. You can buy alligators for like $35
and keep them in your
show.
Fucking toilet?
Let's buy an alligator.
I will.
Do you want to?
I will.
You want to buy an alligator?
I want one.
You can get one for like $35-$40, bro. Like, you can go to a reptile show this weekend. Well, I don't know if they're having it because of COVID, but you can buy a Cayman alligator for like cheap. They're really inexpensive. I was shocked when I went to the reptile show, and they had alligators in they had like this large tote with water in it, and they had little baby alligators in there, and they were $40 freaking. Like, you can buy an alligator for $40. That should not be a thing. You should not be able to buy an alligator in Ohio for $40. Yeah. There's a reason why there's so many in the sewers, because people buy them and they get big and they're like, holy shit, we have an alligator in our house, and they like throw them in the closest sewer, or they just throw them in a lake somewhere or something. Like, I mean, what do you do when an alligator starts to get 6 feet long?
Yeah, I don't know.
We've seen some big ones.
Run.
I got a bunch of pictures. I should have pulled them up. I should show them one day. But we've seen a bunch of alligators. I tried to catch one. We walked on a nature preserve. Was it last year? The year before? Was it last year? And we was trying to catch. It just rained. Mm-hmm. So we've been there 3 years in a row in South Carolina. Never really seen that many alligators. Just a couple. But it just rained. It was real smoggy outside. Right. And we went for that walk, few-mile walk. We got lost, by the way. We was lost in the jungle.
That was the first time I was a little scared
There was
to be there.
alligators everywhere, and they are not behind glass or cages.
No.
And there was one that was a monster. I mean, it was huge. It was Big Mama. There was alligator eggs cracked open everywhere.
If I had a monkey, I'd take it everywhere.
There was
That'd
a
be
baby.
cool too.
I'd
You
definitely
see me walk around with a monkey?
Oh, I would definitely get
I
a
heard they're
monkey.
bad though.
What,
Monkeys? Yeah, I heard
okay,
they're bad.
my sister used to take care of one at the Environmental Protection Agency back when she was at the EPA. And it was really cool. It was a really fun monkey. But whenever a girl was having that time of the month, it would bite and scratch. It could smell it and sense it because it didn't have a mate. And if you have a male monkey for so long and they get older, that's how they get really mean. Well, a lot of animals do that actually. I had an iguana that was 6 feet long. I mean, he was huge. I mean, really big. He was like that big around. He was like a baby alligator. And every summer, he would get real bright orange trying to attract a mate, and you couldn't fuck with him because he was so mean. Because he was trying to mate. He would slap you. He would slap you so hard it would cut you open with his tail. He was cool. He was really docile. He walked around. He was never in a cage. But man, he would get violent when he had to mate. And that's how monkeys do the same thing. Not to mention you got to clean up their poop. I mean, it's all fun and games until you got to clean poop up. Monkey poop. All right, what you got?
Horses cannot physically vomit. Why can't horses vomit? According to Equus magazine, horses have a much stronger lower esophageal sphincter than other animals, and this makes it impossible for that valve to open under backward pressure from the stomach.
I mean, you used to work with horses. You ever seen a horse throw up?
No, they foam at the mouth when they're worked to death.
That's why, because they can't vomit. Maybe if they could vomit, they would be fine.
Right.
I didn't know horses could not throw up. That would suck, actually, because there's times, like, when you've had too much to drink, you're like, you know what? I need to throw up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there's times when you just need to vomit.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
It's so gross. The average cloud weighs an estimated 1.1 million pounds.
What is it? Say that again.
The average cloud weighs an estimated 1.1 million
What
pounds.
did they come up with that? Did they go up with a scale and weigh a cloud?
I don't know. Let's find out.
All right, let's see.
Clouds may look like giant fluffy puffs of cotton, but they're actually quite hefty.
Hefty.
According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the average cloud weighs around 1.1 million pounds. Despite their immense weight, that heavy cloud is floating over your head because the air below it is even heavier. The lesser density of the cloud allows it to float on the drier and more dense air.
None of that makes sense. None of that makes sense. That's got to be a theory. That's all theory. There's cannot be no factual evidence to that whatsoever. They just, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Hold on. PJ said, Black, let's see here. A friend had one and would feed it goldfish. That's awful. Feed your iguana goldfish or your monkey? A monkey?
Alligator.
Oh, an alligator. I was like, damn, son, you're feeding monkeys goldfish? What's going on here?
Oh, my God.
Tactical spew. Hopefully we still sound good on YouTube. Make sure you share the live stream on YouTube. You can share that bad boy and get more people involved. I don't know if there's comments on YouTube. I could probably click the live stream.
No.
Uh-oh. And turn it down. No comments. Just Tanya Toll said, hey, she's in. I wish it showed me who was actually watching the YouTube live stream, but it does not. I had like 13 views on one or whatever. I'm trying to get live on YouTube, on Facebook, but it's a pain in the ass. What's the next one?
Human teeth are just as strong as shark teeth.
Yes. Why wouldn't they be? What's the difference in material?
A shark's teeth might be more feared, but human teeth are just as strong. According to a 2012 study in the Journal of Structural Biology, the enamel on a human wisdom tooth is just as hard as the enamel coating on shark teeth. Fuck wisdom teeth. They hurt.
They do. You had yours taken. I still have mine. That's why I'm so wise.
Both are made of mineral crystals bound together with proteins, which prevent teeth, shark and human alike, from shattering under a sudden impact.
I've seen teeth shatter under a sudden impact.
Right.
Takes a lot, though. Takes
Right.
a lot. And it hurts a lot. anything with the teeth make me go, ooh, it makes me cringe. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the meme where it has like it makes me cringe just thinking about it. Like
I
it
can't
makes my
even
teeth
eat
hurt.
with metal.
It has a toenail clipper, and the tooth is cut with the toenail clipper, and it shows the red in there and stuff. It makes me go, every time I see it, I go, ooh, and I gotta scroll past it real quick. I can't even look at it.
Yeah.
It makes me, I'm not.
Well, I
with
was
the
just
teeth.
watching The Walking Dead last week or whatever, and dude was getting his own tooth out. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch, but it was infected.
I
He
watched
had to
this
get it out.
tribe one time in Australia, and they do this ritual with teeth. So you bite on this block of wood, and they put like a chisel in there, and they smack the teeth out like bang, 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 and it's like you have to bite that wood block, and I think they just do it as a ritual, like a coming of age ritual. Like they all have their front teeth knocked out, and you bite on that thing, and they put a little thing in there, and they just whack the teeth right out of your mouth. I couldn't. No,
There's your
no
hell
way.
no.
I can't. I'm a little bitch when I go to the damn dentist and just get a cleaning. I don't even like getting cleanings. Like when they sit me in that chair, just they're like scraping with the little thing, and they get up in your gums, and it hurts real bad, and it's just like the sound of it all and all that. Ugh. I don't even like doing that. If I didn't have a really good dentist, I wouldn't go to the dentist. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't retire.
All right, what else do you? No shit, right? 'Cause like our doctor.
Yeah.
Who would give us pills for whatever we wanted.
Shut up.
He was a quack, bro. Like, you could go in there and be like, you didn't even have to have an ailment. Like, hey, doc, I really need some opiates. Just not feeling well. And he's like, how many do you need? You want 30, 60, 90? I got you, bro.
It's not true.
What do you need? Doc, I need some very, very powerful Xanax, man. Like, I'm just not feeling that well. I got you, bro. Here's 120.
He was my doctor for 25 years, and I am going to miss him.
He was a good doctor.
Moving
but he would
on.
just literally give you whatever the hell you wanted. You was sick, antibiotic. You had a mind problem, the most powerful. He would just give it to you.
Up.
Which
Stop
was
talking
cool.
about my
He was
doctor.
nice. He was nice. You know what I mean? Like if you just went in there and said, "Hey, I feel bad," he'd be like, "Are you addicted to anything?" I'd say, "No." He'd be like, "Well, here you go."
Moving on. I want to do this.
Are we gonna do
Freeze.
this?
I'm probably going to do this. So if you see grapes in our freezer, this is why. Don't touch them.
Okay. Well, then do it.
Freeze grapes to chill white wine without watering it down.
Freeze grapes.
I don't give a
to
fuck
chill
what
white
color
wine.
it is. I'm gonna freeze grapes and use them.
Freeze grapes to chill white wine without water it down. And thank you for everybody who entered the studio. Stay with us for a while. Have a little bit of fun. Bye,
is
man.
Tanya in here?
Check us
I
out on
wonder
YouTube.
if like her dad.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna tell Larry about this. I feel like he needs to know this.
What? Her dad? He's a
Yes.
big wine drinker.
I want him
Freeze
to know
grapes to chill your wine without watering
Yes.
it down, and then you can eat the grapes afterwards, and then it's just great.
This. Yeah.
Then you're just gonna have a huge
Exactly.
bellyache. I can't drink wine. It
No,
makes me
you're
sick.
not.
Wine
But
makes
I'm
me
gonna
have a
tell-
stomach ache.
I'm gonna make sure Larry knows this.
All right, next.
Let's see.
For those who are watching right now, you can check us out live on YouTube. JADIP 2020. What else you got? Come on.
I'm looking.
Come on, you got a good one. There's you just passed a good one. You just passed another good one. You're just scrolling right past them.
What are those things called?
Handles?
No, the thing that you hook your keys on.
That's not a thing you hook your keys on. That's an actual that's like for scaling a mountain and hooking your
The
shit up.
one trip trick.
50 pounds.
50 pounds of groceries and living on the 5th floor.
And it has like one of them hook things. What is anybody out there know what it's called? It's
They are called something. I
you
just forget.
screw it, like you use it. They make little versions for your keys, but the
Yeah.
big one is actually for like hiking and
Yeah.
you know, going up mountains and shit. I
Hook
don't know.
it
I wonder
all.
if anybody out there knows what the name of this is. What anybody out there listening knows what it is. I don't know. There it is. Is that what it is? Carabiner? Carabiner?
I don't know.
Carabiner.
So here it says the right way to make cookies in the summer.
And it has cookie sheets on a windshield.
Yeah.
Look, though.
Inside the dash of your car. I would try it, but I would not eat
If you
them.
live in like Arizona, or I had a friend that he passed away a few years ago, God rest him. He used to live in the Mojave Desert. And he'd be like, "How's the weather in Cincinnati?" I'd be like, "Man, it's blazing hot, bro. It's 98 degrees. I'm over here sweating." He'd be like, "That's cute. It's 130 here." Like, he lived in a place called, it was Death Valley? Oh, no, the Mojave Desert. He lived in the Mojave Desert, somewhere out there. He'd be like, that's cute. It's 125 here, but it's a dry heat. You can literally fry eggs on your car and on the side. Like, you can melt crowns. You can do that shit in Florida, too. It gets so hot. But you can just lay a crown down and it'll instantly, a crayon, and it'll instantly melt. So I guess you could bake cookies in certain circumstances. If it's hot enough, I guess you could. Hot cars, I mean, you know, they get up there. What else you got?
You can use bread clips to label and organize your power cords.
But I know what every power cord is. I don't need bread clips. How ghetto are we here? I mean, I can buy some tags. I can buy some tags for like $1 or $2.
It could help you.
I'm
just trying to help you, motherfucker.
Oh, wow. Listen to you. Jesus.
It's funny.
Fuck you. I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
See? Yikes. Trying to help you, motherfucker. There's a YouTuber that cooks all kinds of stuff on his window. Yeah, I bet there is. I would do that if I lived out in the Mojave Desert. Yeah, she did. Got him. Yeah, where's my beep button. We're doing much better on the cursing, by the way. We're trying to be as clean as possible. I'm Mr. Clean over here.
You're trying.
Do one more. One more, and we'll move on to video of the day. You guys are going to have to go to YouTube to see the video of the day. I'll try to describe it the best I can.
Oh, look at this shit. I could have definitely used this the day Larry's bottle opener broke. See? That's my wine guy. Mm-hmm. He is my wine guy. And look at this. I got to send him this too. It says how to open a bottle if you don't have a corkscrew. So the cork has a nail drilled in it. I'm assuming they drilled the nail in and then they used the hooks to the hammer to hook it out. Lucky for us, they found the other bottle opener. But they were using a lighter to heat up the rim to make it pop.
Did it pop?
But then, no, because they found the other bottle opener.
Thank God. Because what would we do without the other bottle opener? Thank God. You found the bottle opener. You graduated to a box of wine. You got problems. You're a wino. You need help. You ready to move on?
Help?
Yes. Help. You need somebody. Help. Not just anybody. Help. You need help.
That was beautiful.
I'm going to the video of the day.
What we do here is go back.
So the video of the day. I found a cute one on, like I said, cute one, but a funny one on Facebook today. And I'm going to pull this bad boy up and see what we got here. So the video of the day is basically a guy with a bunch of raccoons, right?
It's going to be me one day.
And it's funny because we have a bunch of raccoons that we feed. We haven't been out there a while because we started vaping and we quit smoking cigarettes and stuff. So we don't go outside anymore.
Those raccoons are fucking huge, though.
Huge.
Like,
and there's a bunch of them.
It's like 4 raccoons in one.
It is. They're huge, and you can see this on YouTube, on live YouTube or whatever. If you want to go to YouTube and check us out. But yeah, there's a bunch of raccoons, very fat raccoons, and he's laying there and he's feeding them hot dogs. And it's so crazy. Like, I'm blown away by this. Just messed that up. Trying to move the screen over a little bit. Oh well. All right, so I'm gonna play this this video right here. This guy feeding these raccoons freaking hot dogs. Look at all of them.
You like my new hat?
You hear him grunting?
I got that in the mail today. It's crocheted.
He said it's crocheted.
Here.
Oh my God, they're ripping my coat and everything.
He's got him on his shoulder.
That's cool, though.
Talk about overwhelmed with raccoons.
They're big, man.
There's a lot of raccoons going on right there, man. They're fat too. Look, he's feeding them good. They're eating good.
Hell yeah, they are.
He's got a tub of hot dogs.
Raccoons are adorable.
They are cute. He's like, here, have
They're
one.
getting whole hot dogs. There's no half.
I like how they use their little fingers.
No halves, you fatties.
No
Look, they're just all laying around eating.
I gotta put the dry food up now. What are you doing up here?
He's petting them and shit.
Huh? What are you doing up here, Sammy? Look at that.
Sammy.
Look at that big tail. Look.
Aww.
Big tail.
See?
That is
That's
pretty
cool.
cute, right? So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Everyone hates our raccoons here.
everybody freaks
I
out when they
know.
walk because our raccoons out back, like I said, we feed them all the time. They eat right out of our hand. We don't have that many raccoons. Like, there's never that
And they're
many.
more than half that size.
They are literally half that size. We have Rocco. We know Rocco
Rocco.
from all the other ones. I guess if you sat there and fed them every day, you would know the difference between each raccoon.
Yeah.
Like we know one has a red spot on its butt. We know that Rocco has a really cute face, like these real big eyes. His face is different than the rest. Well, her, I think it's a her. I've never grabbed it to check.
I do too. She acted like a pet, like a cat or something.
Yeah,
She,
I mean-
our other neighbor said she would go over there and like hang out with her cat.
Yeah, I hope she comes back this winter, and I hope she didn't get hit by a car. I see a lot of raccoons around here hit by cars. But every year we have a mama and 2 babies. So 2 years ago is when we first seen Rocco, and it was just a little bitty baby. And they would lay out there and they would play and roll around, and we'd sit out there all night and watch them and feed them and laugh. And they would come. Rocco, we know Rocco from the rest because he has a really cute face, and Rocco will literally walk into our house if we would let him.
Oh yeah.
Like if we walk in, he walks in. He like comes behind us like, "Hey, I'm coming in too. Hold the door. Hold the door." It's crazy. It's crazy. I wanted to get a picture of Rocco and put it on here, but I couldn't find. I didn't have one in my phone, and I got to scroll through my deep into my Facebook library to look for it. But he would literally come into our house. If we were eating or cooking, he would smell it. He'd be sitting on our back porch. He'll look in our little back window into our kitchen and be watching us and shit. He stands up on our table. He or she, I guess it's she, is really aggressive. But we've known Rocco since it was a little bitty baby, and I hope to see Rocco this winter. The other ones are kind of scared. Whenever we see a baby, we usually feed it and get it comfortable with us and everything, and they end up being really cool, and they're not scared of us at all. But most of them are pretty timid. They keep their distance. They know they'll come up and they'll get the food and then they'll run off. Rocco don't give 0 shits. Like he'll sit, like he sits. You'll feed him something, he'll grab it and he'll just sit and just chill with you. You have a picture of him just sitting on his butt chilling with us,
I
right?
do, but I guess not.
Did it not transfer? So yeah, Rocco would just sit and he would just hang out with us. We love our little wild raccoons. But other people are like, "Oh my God, get it, get the fuck out of here! Oh my God, I can't do this." It's so funny though when people freak out about it. We're like, calm down. That's just our raccoons. We feed them. We take care of them. We love our raccoons. Trash pandas.
Yeah.
What's up, Light Bright? Thanks for entering the studio. Hopefully, we've had 24 people in here. We're not. Why don't people just stay? I think most people are from like Iraq and Iran, and they can't understand a damn thing I'm saying. But yeah, dude, you're not bringing an airsoft gun to our house to shoot our lovely, wonderful pet raccoons. They are wild, but they don't bother you if you don't bother them. I've never had one like do anything crazy. They scare me though. Rocco scares me when she tries to touch me.
Yeah.
Because she will grab you. If you don't feed her, she'll reach out
She
with
tried
her
to
little
take my
raccoon
shoe
hand
off.
and grab you.
She tried to take my shoe off.
Yeah.
My slides.
Well, I remember one time she was getting really like close and like she was freaking me out. So I just grabbed a broom and I like did like that. And she grabbed the broom and was like tugging it back and forth. No, it was a fishing pole. I'm with a poker with a fishing pole. Like, you got to go. Like, you can't be coming up in our house. She grabs the end of the fishing pole and she's like tugging with me. So Rocco's really aggressive. Hopefully Rocco's out there this winter. I hope so. So yeah. So moving on from that, what are we gonna go into next? What we got? We did top 5 deadliest. We did our top 5. I shouldn't say top 5 deadliest. Oh, we got to get into this day in history and celebrity birthdays. You want to do celebrity birthdays first?
Oh,
I have a soundbite for celebrity birthdays now. It's celebrity birthday time. Whoop, whoop. Ain't that nice, right? There's some good celebrity birthdays today, and we're going to get into some celebrity birthdays for today, November 19th, 2020. And there's some doozies. There's some better ones for tomorrow, but yeah. So November 19th birthdays. Go ahead.
Calvin Klein.
Who?
Calvin Klein?
I didn't even see that. Oh, hell no. Calvin Klein is 78 years old. He's doesn't look 78 years old. He must be getting some special treatment. Rich people get special treatment.
Jodie Foster,
Jodie Foster,
58.
58 years old. There's Jodie. She was in some world famous movies. I haven't seen Jodie Foster around anywhere in a long time. I don't know if you guys know Tyga. I don't know Tyga, the rapper. He was on
Shit, I didn't even see him.
Do you know who that is?
I mean, yeah.
You ever listen to his music?
I'm sure I've heard it.
I've only seen him on Ridiculousness. I remember seeing him on Ridiculousness. So that's the only place I know Tyga from. I can't believe you skipped over this guy right here. Do you even know who that is?
I was going to say his name because I've seen him. He looks familiar, but...
Oh, you've seen him. Where have you seen him?
I don't know.
That is Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
Oh, God.
That is Han Solo and
Okay.
Princess Leia's son. That is the grandson of the infamous Darth Vader.
Congratulations.
Adam Driver is 37 years young today. That's Kylo Ren. That's where you've seen him.
Aaliyah was humming the Avengers song last night.
Which one? Dum, 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 dum.
No.
What? The Avengers song.
With
Hum it.
Groot. I forget it.
With what?
I knew it because she was humming it.
Oh, you're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, but there's so many songs in Guardians of the Galaxy.
She was humming it, and I was like...
There's,
I started laughing. I was like, because I was brushing her hair and she
That's
just
my girl.
started humming. And I was like, I guess that's one way to get through it.
Guardians is the best.
Yeah.
I love Guardians of the Galaxy. You like Guardians of the Galaxy,
do.
right? I can't believe you like Guardians of the Galaxy. You don't like Star Wars.
Well, that's what I told her. I was like, I like Avengers. And I forgot that's what that one was called. I was like, but I can't do Star Wars.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a good one, but you got to be specific when you talk about Guardians of the Galaxy and music because they have one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. Like, they have some really good music in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what makes it so good. You talking about Come and Get Your Love? Come and get your love.
Mm-mm.
That was the opening of Guardians 1.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
It's hard to say. All right, next.
Larry King.
Larry King.
87.
87 years old, and he looks like Count Dracula. Don't he? He looks like he's a blood-sucking, I don't know. I don't know how this man's still alive, Larry King. I mean, he's a Jew.
Meg Ryan.
I like Tyga. Never heard Tyga. I did see him on Ridiculousness, though. He seemed pretty funny when watching him on Ridiculousness. I thought it was funny. I don't listen to a lot of new rap. I can't get into it. I just can't. They all sound the same. I know you started getting into it a little bit because Isaiah, our son, forces us to listen to new rap, new hip hop. And and some of the songs get stuck into your head and you start playing them and stuff like that. And they're okay. The thing with me is it just all sounds exactly the same. Like, I just can't. I don't know. So Larry King, 87. Meg Ryan, 59 years old. 59 years old, Meg Ryan. You ever seen City of Angels?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most notable movie.
Long time ago.
That's the most notable movie I know Meg Ryan from. That movie made me bawl like a little baby. I cried so hard in that movie, City of Angels. He was an angel. And all he wanted to do was love the woman. But he couldn't love her as an angel. So he went up and he gave his wings away to love this woman. And she gets hit by a truck and dies. How freaking sad is that?
It's been a really long time.
It's so awful. God, why did they even make movies like that? Why did they even make that? Just to make me cry? Is that what they did? So yeah, Meg Ryan, City of Angels, that was a good one. She's 59 years old. Anybody else? Do you see?
Lil Mo.
Lil Mo. Who's Lil Mo? Where's Lil
R&B
Mo
singer. I'm sure I've heard her shit. I don't know. Huh?
Little Mo? I don't see him.
Right? It's a her.
Oh, it's a her. I'm looking for a guy like Lil Mo, rap singer. There's Lil Mo. I don't know who that is. R&B singer, rap singer, R&B singer. Look at this one, though. Madison Horcher, 16, TV actress. Tell me this girl looks 16 years old.
I guess they do now.
No, but look at all of her pictures. She looks like she's 8. There's no way
have to be older, younger pictures.
Child actress who landed has to be, yeah, because she was in Ventures in Babysitting. That was way back in the day, wasn't it? She was born in 2000. Oh no, that can't be. I'm thinking of a different movie. She was in Key and Peele. She was in Ventures in Babysitting. I've never seen this little girl before, but she's definitely not 16 years old. Not in those pictures, anyways. Let's see. If you guys want to see this stuff, you can join us on YouTube live at JADIP2020. Ever heard of Juju the rapper? Don't know who that is.
She don't look like a rapper.
She does not look like a rapper at all. James A. Garfield, the President of the United States, his birthday would have been today, but he was born back on way back in 1831, so obviously he didn't survive to this point. He died at 50 years old. That's crazy, though. James A. Garfield, the United States President.
You don't know him?
Who?
Marquise Goodwin?
I looked at it or whatever. I don't know who that is. Marquise Goodwin, the football player.
Who's he play for?
He's a speedy kick returner. He played for the Buffalo Bills in 2013. He's caught 132 passes for 1,709 yards and 17 touchdowns.
Speaking of that, what were those names last night?
What names?
The ones Isaiah was telling me. That shit blew my mind last night.
Taco Fall? You talking about Taco Fall, how big he was and how tall he was?
I don't know.
So that's what we got for celebrity birthdays. I guess we're going to move on to blowing your mind last night. I'll pull up a picture of Taco Fall. Yeah, it was Taco Fall and it was Adam Thies. If you don't know, we are huge Celtics fans, me and my... Well, I mean, I am.
Yes,
He is
Taco
too.
Fall. This dude, he is...
He's huge.
24, 7'5", and 310 pounds.
Yeah.
That is a big...
I mean, he barely...
Bleep.
Look, there he is just standing there touching the rim. Look.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's huge. He can't move really well, though, because he's so big. They're working on him. He's a project. And if he's able to become dominant, he will be a very dominant player in Boston. I wish they would play more. I love Taco Fall. When you're that big.
7'5", holy shit. How is he a person?
How is it? What is it?
How is he a person?
No, you said how much does he weigh?
He's 7'5", 310 pounds. Like, that's a big dude.
It's a giant man.
He's fucking big.
Language.
I can't even... That is, like, mind-blowing that there is a person that size. 7'5".
7'5". That doesn't mean you have to throw out the F-bomb. Jesus.
You know, I would just love to stand next to him.
Why?
Because I like to feel short
Look,
sometimes.
Look at this dude going in on him trying to score. Look. What do you
That's
do?
insane. Like, how?
What do you do? What do you do to that?
I don't even know. Nothing. You don't fucking do anything.
You better put that floater
you
way up in the air. Like, way up in the air. He played for University of Central Florida. He was pretty dominant in college.
That's insane.
He does a pretty good job with the Maine Red Lobsters and the amateur basketball league. But he has had some NBA games. I mean, he's been out there playing in the NBA. They're definitely working on him. He's a project. Because he can't... I mean, how can you move at 7'5", 310 pounds? You can't move that well. You just can't. What's up, Rose? How are you? Thank you for entering the studio. Class 1 Probe has entered the studio as well. Like Class 1.
I mean, shit, Daniel.
Don't even know Class 1. I'm getting a no Class 1 Probe.
Daniel, these?
Oh, by the way, I was like discouraged yesterday when I was doing my stuff. And I was like, man... Because, like, I wasn't getting, because my YouTube, I'm trying to push this YouTube channel. It's just not, it's not clicking. It'll get there. I have confidence. I believe in myself. And, the process, this can be slow, and I'm not worried about that. But then I hopped on Podbean. We had 9 new followers this morning. We are up to, like, 70 some odd followers. I think it's 85. I think we have 85 followers. By the way, I want to push this out there. We are at 289 followers on Facebook. I am pushing for 300. Those of you who follow me on Facebook, and if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's at JADIP2020. Just click Just Another Day in Paradise. When you pull it at JADIP2020 up, it'll come up. And follow us. If you do follow us already, try to invite people to the page. The group has almost 200 people, members. So the Facebook group has 200 members. The page has 289 followers. So I'm trying to get that up to 300 so we can celebrate. And then our next goal will be 500 followers. Okay, how big is Adam Thies?
Adam.
Is it Adam?
Daniel.
Daniel, my bad. Daniel Theis. I mean, he's a white dude in the NBA. All I know is his last name, all right? I'm not to me. Does that mean? Not to say he's irrelevant, okay? But the reason you found this and what's weird about this is because he's German.
Well, yeah, Isaiah was like, Mom, there's a German player on the Celtics. I was like, oh, for real? And then he was like, yeah, Google it. And I did. And he's 6'8" and 243 pounds. I mean, that's a big dude, too. So also, Isaiah's birthday is 7/27/07. So he's got the sevens going on. So he tells me about this guy, but he does not tell me his number is 27. So then I'm really like, damn, that's cool. Okay. So now I'm scrolling down. And here it says 2014 on July 27th, 2014.
Which is our son's
Theis
birthday.
made his first appearance with the senior German national basketball team in a game against Finland. Like,
He's
why?
German. He wears our son's number.
I know.
He's born,
and he doesn't want
started
his
on our son's
jersey.
birthday. It's perfect.
He doesn't want
and
his
you know
jersey.
what our son said about
I'll
this man?
take his jersey.
You know what our son said about this man? He's garbage. He's
I know.
trash. Like, I was like, Theis ain't trash, bro. He's good. He plays a starter. He starts for the Boston Celtics. Like, you ain't trash if you're starting for the Boston Celtics in the NBA, dude. Shut up. And he's a Celtics fan.
On his birthday, July 27th, 2014.
Talking shit
made
about
his
Adam.
first
Or
appearance.
Adam. I keep calling him Adam. All I know him as is Theis. That's it. We'll call him Theis. All right. But yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
But what
I
threw
think.
me off is you want his jersey because he's German. You know Dirk Nowitzki
yeah.
is the greatest.
Yeah.
That's the jersey
But
you
I
want.
don't really like his number, though.
41?
Yeah.
He's a legend.
I know.
Legend. You can get his German Olympic jersey. They're expensive as shit, though.
Yeah. I like this one. I like the
You like Theis.
27 and yeah.
So get you a Theis jersey. I ain't gonna hate what
Because
you
it's
wearing
like
a Celtics
it's
jersey.
like my kid's number, so I like it.
But it says Theis on the back.
I don't give a shit. He told
Class
me about
one's-
somebody else.
Class 1 said they nice background and you both make a good team. Easy to listen to you. That's Zaya's 7th birthday too. Stilo's in the room. What's up, Stilo? Stilo made it. He's been on hiatus.
Was it really?
He's back with us.
2014. Oh shit, that's crazy. See, he's got the sevens going on.
If you guys want to watch us live, we're on YouTube at JADIP
Hell yeah.
2020. You can go to our live feed on YouTube. JADIP 2020. What'd you say?
Roy. He said that was Isaiah's 7th birthday. Because he
Roy
was born
sat-
in 2007.
He sat and did the
2014.
math. Mr. Arvalo.
That's 7 more fucking years makes 14.
Language, young lady. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That is cool. Get his jersey.
I
Jesus.
might.
God, you want to
No.
marry the man? You want
No.
to kiss him? Goodness gracious.
Right, let's turn it into that.
Hold on, go down now.
For what?
9 point. What does that say?
9.2 points per game.
So you averaged 9.2 points per game.
6.6 rebounds per game.
Almost 7 rebounds.
1.7 assists.
That's not bad. You're in the NBA doing that. You're fine. They do need a good big man though. Hopefully Taco Fall can develop. But Theis, I like Theis. Theis can hammer down some dunks. He could shoot a little bit. He could play all around. He could play pretty well. And I can't believe Roy sat there and did the math. Like, that's Isaiah's 7th
It's not
birthday.
math. It's just 7 more years.
It's not math. Math is hard. All right. What else do we have? Did I get through everything? Spoiler. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Celebrity birthdays. Oh, I didn't get to this day in history, which is an important one. I have to read this day in history. The Gettysburg Address was this day in history. So I am going to do now this day in history as soon as I find my little sound bite. There it is.
Remember this day, man, for it will be yours for all time.
So on this day in history, this was November 19th, way back in 1863, President Lincoln delivers the Gettysburg Address. On November 19th, 1863, at the dedication of a military cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania during the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln delivers one of the most memorable speeches in American history. In fewer than 275 words, Lincoln brilliantly and movingly reminded a war-weary public why the Union had to fight and win the Civil War. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought some 4 months earlier, was the single bloodiest battle in the Civil War. Over the course of 3 days, more than 45,000 men were killed in 3 days. Injured, captured, or went missing. That's crazy in 3 days. I wonder what happened to the people that went missing. God only knows, man. That was just an awful, awful battle. The whole Civil War, goodness gracious, could you imagine? I mean, they were shooting. They weren't shooting bullets, you know what I mean? They were shooting little balls, and they would get into you, and they would infection. What killed most people was infections, really, because they had to have limbs cut off. Like, you see some of the tools they used to cut limbs off and stuff like that. God. The battle also proved to be the turning point of the war. General Robert E. Lee's defeat and retreat from Gettysburg marked the last Confederate invasion of Northern Territory and the beginning of the Southern Army's ultimate decline. Charged by Pennsylvania's governor, Andrew Curtin, to care for the Gettysburg dead, an attorney named David Wills bought 17 acres of pasture and turned it into a cemetery for more than 7,500 who fell in battle. Wills invented Edward Everett to deliver the speech at the cemetery's dedication. Almost as an afterthought, Wills also sent a letter to Lincoln just 2 weeks before the ceremony, requesting a few appropriate remarks to concentrate the grounds. And then, I might as well read the rest of it now. I'm this deep into it. At the dedication, the crowd listened for 2 hours to Everett before Lincoln spoke. Lincoln's address lasted just 2 or 3 minutes. The speech reflected his redefined belief that the Civil War was not just a fight to save the Union, but a struggle for freedom and equality for all. An idea Lincoln had not championed in the years of leading up to war. This was his stirring conclusion. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here. Rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here, dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we will take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. It's a lot in there that, just not the same way it is today, I guess, but whatever. So that was his Gettysburg Address, and that was given way back in 1863. In one of the bloodiest wars of all time, the Civil War, definitely the bloodiest war on American soil. I couldn't imagine. I mean, brother fighting brother, cousins, uncles, families fighting each other. I know that my ancestors, the Irish, were brought off boats, given checks and uniforms, saying go to war. Because they came to this country as immigrants, poor. I know the history of that. They would get off the boats in New York, and they'd be handed a uniform and a $300 check, and they would hand a check to their wives and children, say, "Hey, go find a place. I'm going to go fight in a Civil War," and most of them never returned. So that's my history. There's a lot of different memorials all around. There's some in Ohio because we live in Cincinnati, so we're in the South. Cincinnati was a big, that was the freedom point basically for a lot of people who was trying to escape the South and get to the North and things like that. There's a lot. The Underground Railroad led to Cincinnati, so there's a lot of memorials around here for Civil War and stuff. Ton of them down south. We went down south and seen some of that stuff, and it was weird. We stopped at a gas station one time, and right outside the gas station was a large Civil War cemetery right there. Remember that? There was a guy selling oranges across the road. I remember that. I was like, man, it's an odd place to have a Civil War memorial. It's like in a gas station, but there's a lot of them down there. There's a lot of them down there. And we've seen some of the plantations down south and some of the living conditions of some of the slaves, and it was just it's mind blowing. It really is mind boggling what how people were living back there. You had this huge house where the people would stay, like the people who owned at the plantation or whatever, and then you would have this tiny hut packed full of it said like up to 60, 70 people in these, and they were tiny. I mean, they had been sleeping on top of each other. Like, living conditions could not have been good. Aside from that, down there, I mean, there is a lot of history. There's a tree there that was what? How many hundreds of years old? Remember that tree? Our kids are climbing all over it.
I know.
No, I think it was Tatiana and Nathan, actually, that was climbing on this tree. And there's a big sign on the ground that says this tree is it's like thousands of years old. It's thousands of years old. This tree is thousands of years old. Please do not climb on it.
It wasn't like blocked off or nothing though.
It wasn't, but there was definitely a sign say, hey, respect the 10,000-year-old tree, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And here's, I didn't notice the sign until after they were climbing on the damn tree, but it's a very climbable tree. They had limbs that were very low. I mean,
And we got nice pictures.
We did. We got nice pictures. Then we noted the sign and we said, oh my God, get off there. Do you remember the time we was looking at Pompeii? Does anybody, I don't know. Let me explain what Pompeii is. So Pompeii, for those who don't know, is where the volcano erupted and it basically froze people in time, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like enshrouded in ashes and lava and they're like frozen in that moment because the explosion just messed them all up. So they brought these people who are encased in this. They look like statues, but they're encased in like ash and all that stuff. And so we're at the museum going through everything, going through artwork from Pompeii. We're going through all this stuff. And they have this granite slab, okay? And how old was it?
I don't know. That was so long ago.
Thousands of years old. And it says clearly on the sign. And I'm looking at it like, man, that's crazy. And it was a piece of like granite with artwork in it and stuff like that. And it was thousands and thousands of years old. You don't have to pull it up. But like, it's a huge sign on there that says, please do not touch this. It's thousands of years old and the oil from your skin can mess it up. I look over and what are you doing? You're like, oh my God, do you feel this?
Me?
You should feel this. Yes, you don't remember that?
I don't know.
I was like, what the hell are you doing? It says clearly right there, don't touch it. It's thousands of years old. Don't get your oily, shitty hands all over this artwork from, before Christ times and shit. And you're over here just rubbing it like, check it out. It feels so cool. Oops. I remember that.
I mean, the Princess Diana one said not to take pictures, but I took pictures too.
I definitely remember you doing that. There should be pictures somewhere on that. All right, you done? You got anything? Nothing? Good show today. We kept it right about an hour. We got through it. We got our multiple camera angles going on now and everything. And we didn't talk about COVID-19. Well, we did briefly. This is crazy.
I forgot about that.
Briefly. And we absolutely did not talk about anything political. Nothing political. Byram, you will love this. Pompeo is in Israel. The U.S. Secretary of State kicks off a 2-day farewell visit in Israel. Yeah, no, that's crazy. The bodies that were encased in the ash and they died instantly. I think that's the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. If you ever read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah where God froze them into salt.
Look, that's so sad.
Yeah, I know, the babies. There was people holding hands. I think there were people kissing.
Oh, man.
They were just, once that volcano erupted, it just basically killed them. Yeah, it killed them like instantly.
Yeah. I remember watching a movie or something.
Yeah, it was called Pompeii. There was a movie, yeah. Yeah, it was very dramatic.
Yeah.
Pompeii was it was a central, area for Roman soldiers to go to like whorehouses, and there was a lot of like sex and just drugs, and it was that's what they did. That's what it was, like a stopping point. Pompeii was like a middle ground between, two major Roman cities, and a lot of soldiers would go through there and drink and do God knows what else, party. It was just basically a big party town. And then it got hit by that volcano and everybody got frozen time. It was really cool to see it though. I mean, we seen it like right up close and personal. We got to see these people. There was people thousands of years old and shrouded in ash and just stuck and frozen. So yeah. All right, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you check out all of our stuff. We are on
is now the ultimate power in the universe.
YouTube at JADIP 2020. We are at Facebook at JADIP 2020. We are on Twitter at JADIP 2020. Find us on Instagram, and now we are on Parler at JADIP 2021. Or you can visit the website at www.jadip2020.com. Make sure you follow us on here, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. We'll be back. We're on every day at 11 o'clock. We started late today, but every day at 11 o'clock. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. Hopefully you can follow us. Thanks to all the new listeners that came in. Rose, Class 1 Probe, Stilo, thanks for coming in and joining. And we'll keep this thing going. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.